Is it even possible to bring Moro as a playable character? Let's break it down in this video. I won't let you see me like that. It appears that you weren't on the same journey, Up to date, we have 3 characters that are playable raiders. Frieza, Cell, and Boo. Majin Buu to be specifically, as he is the only one shown. But we see that Cell has all 4 of his unique forms. So, before we even get into why Moro would be in the game, why he's probably going to be an add-on or a DLC pack in this game, let's explain what makes a playable raider an actual playable raider. Now, stat number 1, it's needed that they are at least planetary destruction level. At minimum, they have to be able to destroy the planet they're on, which would be Earth, in Cell's case, and probably Majin Buu's case, or maybe a random planet that he destroys, or like it is in Frieza's arc, where he destroys Namek. As long as they're planetary destructive, then that means that they have hit that number 1 spot. So, number 2, they have to have the appearance of a transformation. And when I say the appearance of a transformation, when they transform, they actually look different. For Frieza, he has multiple transformations, just like Cell, and just like Majin Buu. All 3 of them have checked that mark with a transformation that's visibly different to the eye. So, number 3, which is the main thing, is why they transform and how they transform. Most of the characters, like Buu and Cell, because there's 2 of 3, there's only 3 of them, so Buu and Cell actually absorb people. That can get them stronger. Now, Frieza doesn't absorb anybody, which is different about Frieza, and I would say unique, rather. So, they all have their own unique transformations, but they don't all have to absorb people. So, in the case of Frieza, I believe when you play as Frieza, by the time he hits his final form, he'll, just destroy the planet just like Cell does. But instead of him absorbing people, he's just going to kill them out of amusement. And the more people he kills, he will do like he did on Planet Namek and just decide to transform. And personally, that seems logical in my opinion. So, Cell would go on to do his thing that we've seen in the closed beta, which I unfortunately did not get. I had a code, but I input it too late, so it's all good though. We'll get the next one.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer every night.
Anyways, so then you've got Buu. Now, Buu can eat people like chocolate, turn them into candy or something, but then he can also absorb them using his weird body. It's bubblegum, cotton candy. Anyways, I don't think Buu physically needs that either, because we also don't know which forms they would give of Buu, because he'd have to find Gohan in order to absorb. But, then again, Cell doesn't need Android 17 or 18 in order to hit his final form, so they could just go through the forms of Bukalo, Bootinks, Buhan. We'll just have to see. They could also just do it straight from Fat Buu to Super Buu to Majin Buu. We just don't know how they're going to do the transformations yet. So, all 3 of those characters do hit the 2nd mark of having a visible appearance change when they transform. The 3rd mark that you have to hit is you have to have playable screen time. And when you look at Frieza, he's got plenty of screen time, plenty of different transformations that we can see how he fights and attacks with each different transformation. The same with Cell and the same with Buu. Now, that is the 3rd and final mark. Frieza, Cell, and Buu all hit the 3 marks of what makes a raider a raider. Now, let's look at Moro. Is Moro even hitting any of these marks? Alright, so let's look at the first mark. The first mark, Moro is planetary destructive. So he definitely qualifies for the first check mark. He can destroy a planet. He literally eats planets. The 2nd mark, right here. When he transforms, he has a visible difference in transformation. You have a couple of different ones, and I'm not to really spoil anything, but he gets old, and the more energy he gets, the better or stronger he gets, the younger he gets. So, and it's not just a slight change. He has a very long beard at the start, and eventually he just has a nice goatee to nothing, just no facial hair as a goat. And he has that transformation as a visible transformation. Then he also has 2 more. He has one where he actually eats, physically eats, devours an android, Android 69, 72, 73, 42, I don't know. Point is, he gets another visible change where he loses he now looks more like a human instead of a goat. His face looks more like a human, but he still has his ram horns. So then there's another part where he absorbs one of the hands that he cuts off, or that Maris cut off after he had was able to absorb Maris through these little gems, and he was able to absorb Maris's god and angel abilities. So he was able to get Ultra Instinct, right? So in the manga, he was able to get Ultra Instinct. Now, he wasn't able to control, and eventually had to like go into planet and all this other crazy stuff. But like, yeah, so all right, so he definitely had visible changes when he lost his face and then got the Ultra Instinct form. Like, he has this fur around him. It turned white like Ultra Instinct, so there was a visible change. And like I said, he did eventually join and become a part of the Earth. It was crazy. So there's a lot of different forms from Moro as well. So he hits that check mark as well. So number 3, the third and final check mark. Does he have screen time? And right now, no. He has no screen time whatsoever. So this is the only check mark he don't hit. But the reason that I am talking about it is because by the time that Moro would be even thought up or brought about in conversations for a DLC would be about, I would say about 6 months after Breakers had already come out. Because then it would be time to start either introducing DLCs, because the game is, if you only got 3 players, it's only one game mode. We'll have to see what all the game brings. But by 6 months, they would start bringing in DLC. And Moro, by that time, you're talking about the anime could be out, and the next portion of the anime is going to be the Moro arc. So depending on when this movie comes out, by beginning, middle of next year, it could be about that time for them to start introducing the Dragon Ball Super arc. And if Breakers is the newest game, it would probably get the dibs on Moro as a raider, just like Xenoverse did with Mastered Ultra Instinct. Even though it wasn't new, it still had so much big of a fan base. If the Breakers is the newest game, it would probably get some sort of deal like that to coincide with the anime, because Bandai has them ties and connections. So I could see Moro coming to the game because he could soon have some screen time. But as of yet, he does not have any screen time, and that automatically cuts him out for that third check mark. But I do believe that he could definitely be a raider, because dude 8 planets. He literally took away, every time he would touch Vegeta or Goku, he would take away a whole transformation. He would drain them of so much energy, it would make them degrade a transformation. They was at blue, and he touched them, and then they went to red, and they was like, what? He touched them again, and then Goku went to Super Saiyan 3, and Vegeta went to Super Saiyan 2. It was crazy. Yeah, just nuts. So he definitely has that ability to be able to be a raider, and I'd be excited to play with him. He seems like a cool-ass character to play with. I'd love to go around just blowing stuff up, and I'd like to see what his fighting style and everything would be as a raider, because, if you saw the Cell thing, that was... I can't wait till the open beta comes out, because there is another open beta coming out, and I will hopefully be able to play it this time. Hopefully. So, let's go ahead and tell me what y'all think. Put it down below in the comment sections, and I'd love to know. Like I said, would you want Moro in as the very first DLC in this game, or would you want somebody else, like Rose Black? Maybe the next video I'll talk about Rose. We'll see. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you've made it this far, you are goated. I'll see y'all in the next one.